All right, well, with respect to everyone's time, we'll get going right now. Today, we're going to talk about how to take control of your online reputation and drive more sales. So, this is such an important factor in your trust, the way that your company is portrayed online, and the amount of trust that is garnered from those online, from people viewing your company online. You can have the best website, the best rank for things, but if you have terrible reviews, terrible reputation, you're going to lose out on sales. So this is part of our digital dominance method. It's an ongoing series of webinars, a monthly webinar that we do. And it encompasses kind of all of the opportunities that you have to generate a lead for your roofing business online, through SEO, pay-per-click, retargeting ads, paid online directories, your repeat and referral business, pay-per-lead marketing, social media advertising, and referral programs. And so all of these things go together to make a comprehensive marketing plan and marketing strategy for your company. Pay-per-click may be a tactic within that strategy. Reputation management is a tactic within that strategy. But what we're seeing, what we want you to focus on is building an overall strategy for your roofing business. So I need your attention, please. Please turn off your cell phones, your Facebook. If anyone's watched The Social Dilemma recently, I'm sure they're pinging you for something. If you're serious about your roofing business and generating better results, through the end of 2020 and going into 2021, the next 60 minutes could make a big impact in that. So please pay attention. Feel free. We'd love to interact with you in the chat and through communications as I'm going along. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat, and we'll get to all of those questions answered. So what we're going to cover today first is why you can have all of the best tools available to you or in your business, but still fail at consistently generating reviews to your roofing business. And the tools are not the answer sometimes, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about how to tap into the power of multi-channel communication, right? Email, SMS, physical, being at the kitchen table with your customer to increase your review count. We'll also talk about how online reviews are a team sport, right? It's not one person in your company is not going to be able to drive all of the reviews. You have to build a company culture that is reflective of getting those reviews to your business on an ongoing, consistent basis. And then we're going to talk about why you must acknowledge and respond to all of those reviews, and how that's, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, how to respond to these reviews in the best and most professional way possible. So if you're not familiar with us, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Jim Aline. I'm the co-founder of Roofer Marketers. I'm also the co-author of Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. We're active members of the NRCA. We're BBB accredited. We work with roofing businesses across the U.S., coast to coast, from storm restoration companies to retail companies, residential and commercial. And we're widely accepted as one of the premier experts in internet marketing for roofing contractors. I am also the host of the Roofing Success podcast, and I'm a speaker at many industry events. One that's coming up right now is RoofCon. I'll be doing a presentation on the final day of RoofCon on internet marketing and how to get your internet marketing right for your roofing company. So if you're going to be down there, feel free to check us out. And really, this is what we do. All day, every day, we do digital marketing for roofing companies, right? So this is what we do, and this is what we're experts at. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is why. Why are online reviews important to your roofing business, right? If anyone wants to contribute in chat why they feel online reviews are important to their business, love to hear from you. But really, we live in a world where people search online first when when looking for a roofing company, right? And in doing that, that's the first impression that you're going to make to them is through your reviews. And so online reviews and your reputation online can really make or break your company, right? They are an extremely impactful thing in your business, and they go along, they assist with other parts of your marketing, right? They assist with converting a pay-per-click lead. They assist with converting a person on your, through a Facebook ad. They assist with converting a person into a sale who was just referred to your company. All of these things go together, and sometimes we have to understand that our online reputation does not reflect the top quality services that you provide. And it's unfortunate, but anyone can leave a review online, right? And because of that, because anyone can leave a review online, you'll get a lot of crazy stuff. And sometimes you complete a job, right? You do what you feel was a great service for the client. You made sure your yard cleanup was top notch, that the customer was perfectly satisfied. But for some reason, unbeknownst to you or your company or your salesperson or your production manager, they leave you a bad review. And so, sometimes it's not reflective of that. Other times, you got that production manager that's just going out there and he has to meet the crew or something at a house, and he's has his foot on the gas a little bit too much in traffic, and your truck is wrapped, and he cuts in front of someone who didn't like to get cut off, and all of a sudden you have a Google review, right, that says how terrible your company is because your salesman or someone merged too quickly in traffic, right? So there's all of these crazy things that happen online that can affect your positive reviews. And one of the things to think about in what we're going to talk about today is sometimes you have invested in all the best tools, but you're still not driving those reviews, and that's a big problem. You may be on Broadly, Customer Lobby, ReviewBuzz, NearbyNow, Grade.us, Birdeye, any of these platforms. What I want you to understand is they are just tools, right? And I know that if you call Birdeye or if you call Broadly, they're going to say a little bit differently, right? They're going to tell you how amazing their platform is at generating reviews for your company. I'm going to tell you that a lot of these companies are great. Right? There are a lot of great reputation management systems out there, but they won't get reviews for you, right? They will not get reviews for you. They are just tools, right? So that old analogy of, you're looking for a hole, that's why you buy a drill, right? You're buying Broadly or Birdeye or one of these systems because you want the hole, you want the review. But what you have to understand is you still have to drill that hole, right? You have the tool, you want the hole, you have to drill it. So you have to interact and be a part of the process in this regard. And that's where a lot of the failures come in is not having an active process within your company to ask for reviews. These tools will help you, right? They will help you. But if your salesperson, your production manager, your office staff, you yourself are not asking for the review, I promise you, you will not get it. And even if you're asking for the review, if you are not consistent and persistent in asking for these reviews, you're still not going to get them. You can complete a job, get the final sign off, pick up your check, ask the customer to leave a review, and I guarantee they'll tell you, yeah, we'll do that for you, no problem. And then a week goes by, and a month goes by, and you're like, why haven't they left us a review? It's It's because you haven't been persistent enough in getting that review. It wasn't built into your team culture, into your company culture properly to get that and generate that review. And if you're not getting those reviews, or if you're getting bad reviews, because the person that wants to leave a bad review is much more apt to leave a review than the person that's satisfied, right? I'm sure you find that time and time again, that all of a sudden, you know, you have, you know, you do 100 roofs, and that one person that was unsatisfied with something that you did, they'll write that review very quickly, right? So, but what happens in this, right, and not having the proper reputation management, not having the proper reputation online, is it's going to drag down all of your other marketing. It's going to drag down your conversion rates on everything that you do. Do not think for 1 second that when you are doing pay-per-click ads, that person, even coming through your pay-per-click ads funnel, doesn't look you up online and look up your reputation, right? Someone that searches and finds you through SEO or through your Google map, that's where they're going to see you, right? 35% of the traffic on the local search engine results page goes to the Google Maps section, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So you will fail if you have a bad online reputation, right? If you do door knocking, if that's a major part of your business, don't think for a second that when your salesperson doesn't leave that door, they're typing your name into Google to find out where more about you, right? So the opportunities, the conversion rates in your sales process will increase with a proper reputation online. And so you have an opportunity, right? You have an opportunity here. And the opportunity that you have is to be the provider of choice in your service area, right? And stand out from the competition. I'd like to show you for a second. If you guys, Ronald, Tom, Cigar, if you know anyone on the meeting here, type in where you guys are located specifically into chat for me. I know Cigar, but so we won't look up a contractor in your area, but yeah, pop into chat here what city you're located in, or what we can look at here. All right, Tucson and Phoenix. Let's look at this, right? So let's look up roofing companies, Tucson, CSON. So you can see, even with Google local service ads here at the top of the page, right? Your reputation on Google is going to be very impactful, right? Through a lot of different marketing channels. As we scroll down here, you'll see there's 3 companies listed in the map pack, one with a 4.3 star rating and 35 reviews, one with a 3.7 star rating and 30 reviews, one with a 4.7 star rating and 24 reviews. So if you are a consumer in Tucson, and this is your option to, when you searched roofing companies Tucson, you're looking to make a phone call today, right? There's commercial intent behind your search query. Who would you choose? Please type it in chat. Would you choose Scott, Ralph Hayes, or Eversill? Who would you call first? And who would you not call, right? I'm getting Eversill. I'd call Eversill. Scott. I got a couple of Scotts. Ralph Hayes I wouldn't call, right? Ralph Hayes will not get called in this scenario, right? They will have a much lower chance of generating that review. Let's look over at Phoenix and see what comes up in that search result, right? Now we have Scott Roofing Company, 170 reviews, 4.7 star rating. Renco, 102 reviews, 4.4 star rating. Lions, 4.5, 106. Now these guys are a little closer, right? They're a little bit closer in competition. It's not going to be as pronounced of a situation there. Someone may someone may call all three of these because of, hey, they all have a lot of great reviews, 4.4 star rating, 4.5. There's a sweet spot in there that's between 4.3 and 4.8. A lot of times when people don't believe a 5-star rating, right? Especially when you have hundreds and hundreds of reviews. That's always something, here's Roofing Companies Dallas, 28 reviews, 10 reviews. Roofing Giant has 62 reviews. You might get a call here with Altec because they have the best rating. Roofing Giant has the most reviews. So there's a big impact, right? There's a big impact in that. And it also affects your Google local service ads, because the reviews in your Google My Business listing flow up to your Google My Business or to your Google local service ads. So back to here. I hope you can see that having great reviews is going to make a difference in your results from your marketing efforts. So here's, as we talked about, you want to leverage tools so that you have the fullest, to have the fullest and drive consistency, right? Consistent high quality reviews are a very important factor in your efforts here. And the tool you need, it is very important to have a good tool. Now, what should you look for in these tools? What do you want them to be able to do? What functions do you need from these tools? Well, the first function that you need from these tools is the ability to email your customer a request for a review. The second functionality that we like to see in these systems is the ability to send a text message to your customer for a review. Those are the main things, right? You can set up a nice automated email sequence and an automated text sequence that goes out to customers who have not left you a review. So in doing that, you're going to be able to have your reputation speak for itself online. And that's really what you want to happen, is you want your reputation to speak for itself online. You want to be the go-to roofing company in your area. You want to rank, have your website ranking, your Google local service ads showing up, your pay-per-click ads, your maps listing ranking, but you also want to maximize conversions. There is a statistic that I learned that 70% of people make a buying decision or essentially are almost convinced of a sale with you before even making that phone call to you, right? So they're 70% along the buying cycle before they even pick up the phone, before they fill out a form on your website. And that is going to be the main reason, right? So, it's kind of a funny question to ask, but do online reviews really matter, right? And that's the true fact is that they matter, and they matter even more every day, right? Nikki and I just got off the phone with off of a presentation for a company that had 183 online reviews, and in their area there wasn't, not long ago, say 6 months ago, there were not any other companies that were close to that. The closest company was at like 80, 90 reviews. They're pushing 200. And then all of a sudden, one of their competitors started really driving in and putting a plan in place. And now they're on their heels, right? And so you cannot lay off of this process, right? You have to be diligent in asking for and getting reviews, because your competitors are doing so also. And there was a study done by a company called Bright Local, and that study resulted in that 84% of people trust an online review as much as they do a personal recommendation from a friend or family member. Let that sink in, right? They trust an online review as much as a recommendation from their brother, their sister, a member of their church, right? Their neighbor, right? That is how much people rely on these online reviews. You know, Amazon, I'm sure you shop on Amazon. Scroll right down to the reviews, and you might look in a couple of different ways. There are people that will hit all of the 1-star reviews and read those first, right? Then there's people that will read all of the 5-star reviews first, right? And then and move on down. So everybody searches a little bit differently, but having those online reviews is going to have a significant impact on your business. But here's another stat, and this is why you have to drive these home consistently, is that 77% of consumers think that a review over 3 months old, that isn't relevant, right? So maybe you made this huge push. You made this huge push to get reviews, and you hit 100 reviews, and you have more reviews than anyone in your area, and then you kind of let off the gas, right? We did it. We made it. We made it to the top. Pretty soon, people don't trust those reviews. They're like, why haven't they had a review in 3 months? Why haven't they had a review in 6 months, right? So having active reviews, consistent active reviews are the most important thing. And I've been kind of saying it in my language here, but Google reviews are mission critical, right? Reviews on Google are the first place. That's your number one place, because different studies that I've read, it's usually between 80 and 90% of people go to Google first when searching for a home service provider, a roofing company, a plumber, a dentist, right? So that's where you want to focus your efforts first. It's nice to have a lot of Facebook reviews. It's nice to have some good Yelp reviews, Home Advisor reviews, especially if you're buying Home Advisor leads, Angie's List if you're using Angie's List service. It's great to have those reviews because of the people that go to that platform for it. But most people go to Google first. So Google reviews are mission critical. This is where you want to focus your time and your effort. Why are online reviews important? This is a company that we work with here in the Minneapolis, Twin Cities area, Prominent Construction. You can look at their Google My Business listing. This is a breakdown. They had 88 calls in this time period. And much of that is from their great reputation, right? They have over 100 Google reviews now. During this, they had 81 when I put this together. They're over 100 reviews now. And that is why they get the call over the company next to them when they're ranking in the map pack, right? The GMB here is how we break these down: Google My Business listing, Google AdWords, Google Organic, Ad Extension. So these are the types of leads that were coming in. But 88 calls that they received from their Google My Business listing, mainly because they have a great reputation. There's two parts, right? They have to rank in the 3-pack, which they do. And the second part is having a great reputation. So making sure that you do that. And so there are other kind of reasons that you should also have great reputations online. The first is that they impact your online reputation. Trust is part of Google's algorithm in its ranking process. So having great reviews and a number of great reviews, a lot of great reviews, is going to help you rank in the Google Maps section, right? So that is another part of it. 88% of consumers look at online reviews, right? 84% trust them as much as a recommendation from a friend or family member, right? So 9 out of 10 people looking up your company are looking at your online reviews. You have to make sure that you are putting the effort in to get the best results. And like I said, it's a major conversion factor. Think about how you search online, right? We all do it. We all look at the reviews. Well, 9 out of 10 of us look at the reviews, right? So now why, right? Why is controlling and managing your online reviews critical to your roofing business, right? throw something in chat here. Why do you feel it's important for your business? Yep, get more trust. Help with the rankings, of course, that's the thing. So now we'll talk about the 5 key principles. 5 key principles to generating a great reputation, to having, to taking control of your online reputation. So the first key principle is is kind of the basis of everything, right? Provide a world-class customer experience, right? Think about this internally and how you can put the processes in place to make sure that you're delivering the best customer satisfaction to those homeowners, those property managers, those building owners in your roofing business. So, making sure that you have a great cleanup process, right? Making sure that you're setting proper expectations with the homeowner, right? Making sure that you're taking care of the neighbors, that, if any debris gets in their yard, you make sure that gets taken care of, right? Making sure that you provide a world-class customer experience, making sure that you communicate properly with your prospective leads and the homeowners. One of the things, we think about in this world-class customer experience is it starts with, maybe when they sign with us, right? But that's not where it starts. It starts maybe when they submit a form on your website, right? Or they send you a message on Facebook, or they call your company. Take this into consideration. If they call your company and no one answers and they leave a voicemail and 3-4 days pass and they never get a response, we see more often than not, we see more bad reviews about lack of communication with a prospective client than with actual clients that you've worked with, actual homeowners that you've worked with. Isn't that crazy? We see more bad reviews for someone getting cut off in traffic, right? For, hey, I called and I set an inspection for my home and no one showed up and no one called me back, right? So think about this. The customer experience starts much further, much before the build starts, right? Far before the build starts. The second that person interacts with you in any way, that's where you need to start that world-class customer experience. You want to build online reviews and reputation management into your company culture, right? And so by building it into your company culture, if you go back to my first episode of the Roofing Success podcast with Adam Butorf, he talks about how every person in his company, he's the owner of Renowned Construction down in Dallas, Texas. And we talked about how every person in his company is setting up the conversation for review. So when a lead comes in, a phone call comes into the office, the person who answers the phone is having a conversation. And if they have the ability to, they say, hey, they mention, hey, if you're happy with our services, would you be willing to leave us a review on Google? And then the salesperson goes out and does the inspection on the home and has a sales conversation with them. Hey, if we do a great job for you, would you be willing to leave a review for us? Now it's bill day, the production manager swings by to make sure everything's going well, has a conversation with the homeowner and says the same thing, right? In each part of the process, they're having that conversation with the homeowner. Having it built into your culture, built into your process on a day-to-day basis is extremely important. And having employee buy-in, right? And the way to a lot of times have employee buy-in is what you measure, inspect, and celebrate, you create more of, right? So creating incentive programs around generating reviews, we were speaking with a contractor the other day that said, hey, every online review, $25, $25 gift card right there. Boom. You get an online review with your name on it. There's a gift card for you. And also we're going to talk about who at our, weekly meeting, we're going to talk about, hey, Bob had the most reviews this week. Thanks, Bob. That's awesome. Good job creating accolades around that. So Tom asked have you found that over asking is counterproductive as to the opposite? And I really don't think so, right? I really don't think so. And it is in the language that you're using, right? It's in the language that you're using. Hey, if you're, everyone is incentivized by getting a review, and the conversation can be around, hey, people really find Google reviews the most impactful when they're researching companies like ours online. Would you be willing to leave us a Google review if we do a great job for you? I don't think that that's asking too much. And everyone has a little different opinion, right? There's I have a good friend who's an electrician, and I always like to bring him up because he is a master at generating a review, and he trains all of his techs the same way, that they will not leave that. They will not leave the homeowner. It's almost to the point that they won't leave the homeowner's house without them writing a review, right? Like he will stand in front of them when he's finishing up, getting his checks, signing off on everything, and he'll say, hey, you said that you'd be willing to leave us a review if we do a good job for you. Would you still be willing to do that for us? And they say, of course, yeah, sure, for no problem. We'll do that for you. No problem. And he'll pull out his reputation management system, and he'll send them a text message with the link to do it. And he'll say, can you do that now for me? Please. Probably throws in a please. Can you do that now for me, please? And then he gets awkwardly silent, right? And that person goes, oh yeah, oh now, oh sure, and a lot of times he'll get it, and so, but that's part of that, making sure that you have persistence in asking for these reviews. And that's where leveraging the best-in-class tools to request those reviews, right? You're using those tools that you have, Grade.us or Broadly or Birdeye or all of these things, to actually email and text message people and things like that. A lot of people are logged into Google on their phone, right? They have Gmail, or they have Google Maps, or they have other Google services on their phone. So when that text message comes through, boom, it's real easy. They can go right to the channel. So make sure you're leveraging these, right? If you do not have one of these tools and you're kind of just getting started, an idea for you is to copy that link that you can get from your Google My Business listing. You'll go into your Google My Business listing admin dashboard. You go to the review section, and you could copy the link, the direct link to leave you a review. And then you could just kind of save that somewhere on your phone, and text it to people when you're in front of them, right? So copy and paste and get that out to them. So if you don't have access to the, a couple $100 a month for some of these tools, that's a good way to get started in doing that. And then acknowledge and respond to every review, right? Acknowledge and respond to every review. It shows that you care about the customer's review. It lets you create the narrative of that review. So if it's a bad review, you can show your empathy to that customer situation, right? Hey, we're really sorry that that there was damage to your rose bush. We'll be contacting you ASAP to rectify that situation for you, and hopefully we can make sure that you're completely satisfied with what we do, right? Or on those weird ones, right, where hey, your guy cut me off in traffic, and you're a terrible company for someone that works for your company and drove into the lane a little too fast that I didn't like, or and so responding in a way that's, hey, I'm very sorry that happened for you. Do you happen to know the time and place of this event? and we could try to see who that was and have a conversation around with that person to make sure that this doesn't happen again, right? So that you're empathetic to the customer's review. And then for those good reviews, it's like, hey, hey, we had a great, it was a great experience working with you, good luck on the upcoming, on your new job, or whatever it was that you learned about that customer online, right? So, so now we're going to talk about the what should you work on, right? For everyone on here, think about what you should be working on in your business. Which one of those 5 things should you be working on in your business? We want this to be actionable. Things don't magically appear, right? You have to put the effort in. Action creates results. So make sure that you write down what you can do in your business to increase those reviews, and how to implement that with your employees. Again, capture positive reviews from your customers. You can see here, Clear Choice with 144 reviews, Austin 28, Ace 103, right? Ace and Clear Choice are gonna, they're really going to get a larger share of the phone calls. Their leads, whether they're buying a lead on Home Advisor, whether you're doing pay-per-click advertising, whether you're doing social media marketing, all of that will be lifted up by the reputation that you have online. A good strategy, right, for driving consistent reviews, again, is to leverage the tools to request the review, right? Leave a printed review card, right? Have that part of the folder for your salesperson, right? They're leaving a review card on every time that they're out there. Training your salespeople to plant a seed, as we talked about, and deliver that world-class experience. Have someone in your office, right, that is dedicated on a daily basis to making a phone call to them after the completion of the job, and if they haven't left a review, ask them to leave a review. There's a company called Guild Quality that you may have heard of. They do this as part of their reputation management system. They make a phone call, they have a survey, but it's something that you can easily implement and process, put a process in place within your company so that you're consistently asking for that review. Build reviews and recognition into your company culture. That's, I think that is the main thing. Recognizing and rewarding your employees in that process. And then leveraging email, SMS, and apps for maximum impact. So here are some of the best tools: Grade.us, ReviewBuzz, Birdeye, Podium, Customer Lobby. These are some of those tools that can help you. Some of them are a little more expensive. Some of them are a little bit less expensive. We personally, for all of our clients, we provide them with Grade.us. It's part of our package, part of our program, because we know the importance of these online reviews. So let's talk about a little bit about how to respond, right? So you want to put a tracking, kind of a system in place to ensure that every review gets tracked and measured. The simplest way to do that is to install your Google My Business Manager on your phone. It's an app that will monitor your Google My Business listing, and it will notify you every time a review has been posted. Another way that you can do this is have Google email you as an alert that every time a review is posted. So you could have that directed towards yourself as the owner of the company. You could have it directed to someone on your team, however you kind of set that up. But task someone, or be the person, right? The voice of the owner may be better online, but maybe task someone on your team with responding to every review. Again, good reviews, bad reviews, and indifferent reviews. Having someone talk to them, having a communication there. Formulate a strategy for professionally addressing and dealing with negative reviews, right? You don't want to get into a shouting match online. What's the old saying? You see two people arguing and you can't tell who is who, right? You can't tell who's right and who's wrong from a distance. And that's where online reviews, having an argument with someone in a review is really going to have a detrimental effect to your process. Addressing their concerns, even if that isn't how you feel inside of your heart. Address them professionally, address them in a nice manner, right? Here's some examples of how one of our clients responds to his reviews. So this person said, "Hey, I had to do a repair and replace a roof that was not local to me, and had to make a payment out of escrow. Although there were bumps in the road, Ed, Glenn, and Brad were some of the most honest people I've ever done business with." Ed responds, "Tracy, thanks for taking a moment to share this with us. As a local business, we truly care about our customers and their homes. If you ever need us again, we'd be glad to help. Edward M. Owner." Right? That's an impactful statement to someone as they're scrolling through your reviews, right? Or, "We developed a roof leak a week ago, and today the roof is completely repaired. We've never had a roof concern previously, therefore we had minimal knowledge and background. Edward took the time to educate us and develop a plan. Hey, thank you, Becky. It was a pleasure working with you. If you need any assistance, please call us. We always answer the phone, right? Which a lot of contractors don't. Again, thanks again, right? So you can see how this builds a narrative in your review process that is very helpful in getting the most out of those reviews, right? So maybe you have less reviews than your competitor, but when someone clicks on your reviews, there's this amazing conversation going on, right? Versus them where they've never responded to a review. So that could also impact the trust, right? 5 creative ways to ask for a review. The first is to make it personal, right? You want to, another guest I had on the podcast, Dom DePedro, from ROI Construction out in Maryland. He really likes to make it personal on every job, and his salespeople do the same thing, where they're really trying to find a personal element that they can relate with their homeowner on. And for one of the times, the home he wears a Tiger Woods hat, and one of the homeowners said, "Hey, I love your hat, man. Where'd you get that hat?" And so when they closed the job out, when he went over there and delivered a hat in person, right, and made it personal to to them. Hey, this is, make sure that can you, and I'm sure that he asked also again, but that type of thing, you can make things personal to the people that to help them. Be aware of the platform that they use, right? So we get to ask for reviews. We've been talking a lot about Google because I want to emphasize that Google is the powerhouse, right? But if you be aware of the platform that they use, right? If they found you on Instagram, right, and know that they liked your page on Facebook and things like that, or if they come in through a Facebook ad, that they're a Facebook user, you can be aware of the platform that they use. Hey, this was a Facebook ad. Let's direct them to Facebook to leave a review. We know they're there. Asking at every stage, as we talked about, right? Asking at every stage of the process. And I guess it doesn't have to be an ask, right? It's just, hey, we're dedicated to doing this. Online reviews really help our potential future customers make a decision if we're the right company to use. Would you be, if we do a great job for you, would you commit to leaving us a review online? And I promise you, it is that consistency and that persistence that has a big impact in the process. You don't have to be pushy, but being persistent in it. Another thing to watch for is peak customer happiness, right? Learning where your customer's peak happiness is. If your customer's peak happiness is the second that the old shingles are torn off, and they're like, oh, I can't wait for this to be on my house, ask them then, right? If your customer's peak happiness, if you're doing a walkthrough with them at the end and they're like, oh, you guys did an amazing job. This looks great. I love this new architectural. I love the look of this architectural shingle. Oh man, my house looks so much better now. Peak happiness, right? Anytime that there's peak happiness is when you want to be asking for that review process, asking for that review. The other part of it that we spoke about a little bit is an employee reward and incentive program, right? You want to incentivize your employees. Every company is a little bit different, right? And different positions in your company, different personality types will respond to different types of rewards, right? Your commission-only salespeople might respond to that money, right? They may be more apt to respond to that money. Other people in your company may respond in a different way. So here's some ideas on how to incentivize your employees, to be involved in this and to ask for those. One of the things is, lunch with the owners, lunch with the ownership of the company, top leadership team at a very nice restaurant, right? Take them somewhere really nice or something that's very specific or unique to their tastes. Giving them, an incentive like, hey, if we really do this, if we commit to this, I love going to this specific restaurant with the boss and getting to talk to them one-on-one and know them a little bit more. That is an incentive to that employee, right? Time off, right? Person with the most time off or person with the most reviews this quarter gets next Friday off or gets to pick a Friday off, right? Paid time off on that day. Another idea would be the gift of time, right? So maybe that they have a young children at home and don't get to go on a date night with their spouse too often, right? Maybe you hire hire someone to babysit for them. Maybe they have are working so much that maybe having a cleaning person, right? Providing them with a cleaning person to come out and clean their house or something, for winning it. All these different incentives that you can give them. Get creative, right? Get creative. We are the champions, right? Having trophies, having, award medals and recognition, having a parking spot dedicated to the person who generated the most reviews that, in a specific time period. All of those things are going to be important. And like I said, people respond differently. Subscription services, right? We'll pay your Netflix for a year or, something like that, right? Or a wine of the month club or something like that the person gets to have because they had that, they were that person that won the contest. So it's, as we talked about, it's extremely important, and it's extremely important in everything, right? In the overall, right? It will impact everything you do in your digital marketing efforts, in your offline marketing efforts, and in your sales and revenue generation on an ongoing basis. There is no company out there that has a terrible reputation and is the leader in business in their area. Now, some of them have some bad reviews, but they offset that with a lot of good reviews, right? And so, this is part of our ongoing digital dominance method. You can see the replays of these on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn and things like that for more content like this that we put out on a regular basis. So, if you are a digital or a roofing company owner and you would like to talk more about with us about what we can do to help increase your presence online, increase your lead flow, increase your conversion rates, increase your revenue through your digital marketing efforts, feel free to contact us directly, 855-799-1252, or go to roofermarketers.com/apply. If there's any questions that anyone would like to ask, feel free to ask them now. If there's no further questions, we'll get everyone moving in their day here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this and to spend an hour of your day with us. I hope that you got some good information and some good ideas to really help your business, take your roofing business to the next level. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.